Het nummer van de Counting Crows, de tweede hit die ze hier in Nederland hadden, Round Here. De eerste ken je misschien ook wel, Mr. Jones. We zijn bijna zover dat we over kunnen naar het Zuidpodium achter mij, naar het optreden van Live. Maar vlak voor het optreden sprak Bram van Splunteren met de zanger van Live, Ed Kowalczyk.
So Ed, you were here 2 years ago. You did a little jam with G-Love, played a little acoustic set there.
If you want to call it that, yeah.
Yeah, it was fun though.
You can choose not to play a clip of that if you want to.
Okay, maybe we won't.
So, now I'm going to make it interesting. Now you have to show it. Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah. So how are you doing? You look very well rested for some reason, and probably you've been touring like hell in the last years.
Well, that's weird. I feel pretty rested. Yeah, I feel okay.
Yeah.
We just flew from Australia to Germany. It took 30 hours, but it was weird. I think we somehow came, revolution-wise in the world, and our biological clock somehow caught up. It was strange. It wasn't like we weren't as tired as we thought we'd be.
Okay. So can you relate to some of the bands playing here at Pinkpop this year?
Oh yeah, we just got here, came backstage. I just walked out and watched some of Cool Shaker's set, and really, really cool. We stood we're standing right down in front of the stage. And I really like Counting Crows, so I'm happy that they're here.
Yeah, you're sort of in the. I mean, you both have this sort of melancholic rock in a way.
Yeah, I identify definitely with Adam, his passion, soul, definitely.
And then we had earlier on today we had the Eels here, who was telling the singer E, from the. Do you know them?
I've heard the single. Yeah, I like them. Yeah, they're cool.
Yeah. So he said, their music is very intimate, and he feels kind of awkward on stage, on a big stage like this. But I think in the case of your band, it's more the other way around. Maybe you probably feel at ease when you're on a big stage.
Yeah, we always joke around. We said we've been writing songs for big crowds since we started. It's just comes natural to the type of bands that influenced us, and the fact that they were big or whatever. And the first concert I ever saw was U2. A stadium, so that was the impetus for me wanting to be in a band.
Oh yeah, really?
So it was kind of like having to, just being influenced by that kind of music. I think, we write songs that tend to, travel the distance, and somehow, the anthem type of vibe that we've written to, and to this point.
Yeah. But what is it about a song that makes it a stadium rock stadium type of song?
I don't know. It's a paradox in a way, because it's kind of, the more intimate the song, the more universal, the song's lyrics or whatever, the more people tend to more quickly identify with it. And when you put a bunch of people together and they're all emotionally into it, it just happens, it's some kind of kinetic thing. I don't know how to explain it really.
Okay, let me translate briefly. Hij vertelt dat hun nummers zich altijd al van het begin dat hij is begonnen met schrijven goed geleend hebben voor een groot publiek. En dat in tegenstelling bijvoorbeeld tot een band als Eels, die juist hele intieme, kwetsbare liedjes maken. En hun liedjes lenen zich heel goed voor een stadionconcert. En zijn een van zijn eerste bands waar hij eigenlijk bij dacht van ik wil in een band gaan zitten was bijvoorbeeld U2. En die maken ook dat soort, een beetje grote nummers. Wat het precies is aan zo'n nummer, weet hij zelf ook niet. You've been under a lot of pressure, and because band's been selling a lot of records and all that, and I saw you 2 years ago touring the States, and already then I saw the pressure building on the band, and I think that you found a way to deal with it is through the help of a guru. Is that correct?
Yeah. Well, about a year ago, during the writing of Secret Samadhi, I've been kind of interested in spirituality since I was about 18 or 19. Just kind of a seeker's mentality about it. I've sat with Zen Buddhists and was really into the teacher, philosopher Krishnamurti for a long time, and but hadn't really done too much of any kind of studying or anything like that for a while. Throughout the whole Throwing Copper era of the band, it was kind of hard to get focused that way. But about a year ago, I came across Adidas Samraj and a book called The Method of the Siddhas. It was right in the midst of writing this record, and it was just such a breakthrough spiritual experience reading this book in my life that I became a devotee of his. Formally about 4 months ago. Yeah.
What was it about his teachings that appealed so much to you?
It's just the clarity, the immense clarity of a being like him, being, enlightened, completely one with the full spiritual potential of a parent human being, and elucidating all the great truths about all the great religious traditions of all, that we've inherited as a species, and just completely bringing them to life in a really. He's also born in the West, so American born.
Mm-hmm.
So in that, he's also able to really deeply communicate to people who grew up grown up in the West, and rather as opposed to a great saint in India, having that kind of cultural background in common. So it was just a combination of that. Was just a leveling of all my preconceived notions about a lot of things, and it was just a breakthrough.
Let me translate. Hij vertelde dat hij vorig jaar tijdens de opname voor de laatste CD opeens het boek las van een Indiaanse leermeester. Ja. En heel erg geholpen werd, juist onder de druk waar hij voortdurend onder moest werken, geholpen werd door de teachings, door de lessen van die leermeester. What was his name again? Sorry?
Adida Samaraj. So Adida for short.
I didn't feel you gave a concrete answer to my question. How it really helped you as a singer from a rock band. What it was about.
Well, I don't know as a singer from a rock band how it, in particular, yet. I mean, that's still unfolding as I become more and more of a, as I learn more and more and becomes deeper and practice develops. So that'll remain to be seen how it translates into the art that we do. I'm sure it will, because we come from the heart. So whatever happens in our own lives, is what we write about.
But are you a Buddhist now?
No. I'm practicing the way that he has developed, called the Way of the Heart, which is has Buddhist correlates, and also Advaita Vedanta and the high Hindu esoteric school of spirituality. So it has elements of that. I meditate, twice a day.
You do meditate, oh yeah.
I take on various disciplines, except for that cigarette.
You still smoke, right?
That's the front. I don't know why I come to Europe and I got to smoke over here. You can't beat them, so you got to join them. It has aspects of that, but it's a way. It's its own way. But the base root of it is the devotion, the guru-devotee devotional relationship, which is he represents or is the incarnation or the avataric incarnation of the divine in and as a human being, and then people through their devotional relationship, also understanding themselves and understanding the nature of the ego, all that, come into this relationship with him, and then it deepens and deepens, and more of the grace of who he is and what he reveals as in that relationship takes time. Over time it ultimately becomes enlightenment for the devotee as well, and ultimately.
Okay. Als je een goede volgeling bent, dan kan je verlicht raken. Zo ga ik het heel kernachtig vertalen door de lessen van de leermeester die hij nu volgt, zou ik zeggen.
Well, I mean, and then to talk about how it makes life better. I mean, you asked me how it affects it. Just the more understanding that I get as a result of being in touch with this man, this apparent man, this being, opens up everything, makes it happier, makes it better, makes just life in general, more open and more serene, and I mean, it's still a struggle to practice. It's something that you do. That's why it's called practice, because it's something you engage in because there's limitations. Things we do egoically that cause us pain and suffering. You're going through a process of understanding. So it's a good thing.
Okay. Thank you very much for coming.
Yeah.
Okay. Bye.
Thanks.
Dat was ruim een uur geleden. Bram van Splunteren in gesprek met Ed Kowalczyk, zanger van de band Live. Op de eerste editie van Pinkpop in 1970 stond er een band Live op de poster. Maar die groep Live kwam gewoon uit Nederland. De band die nu achter mij staat te spelen komt uit York in Pennsylvania. En 2 jaar geleden deden ze hier op Pinkpop een werkelijk overdonderend optreden. Maar toen waren er nog geen 10 miljoen albums verkocht. Dat is inmiddels wel het geval met hun laatst uitgebrachte album Throw in Copper. Inmiddels ligt er een nieuwe, daar had Bram het met Ed al even over, Secret Samadhi. De reden dat live hier vanavond extra lang zal spelen ligt hem in het feit dat de band bijna 100.000 platen heeft verkocht in Nederland. Eerder viel al door een vervelend toeval optredens van Tool en de Fun Loving Criminals af. Maar toen zei de band live, weet je wat, wij willen een feestje bouwen in Nederland. En dat willen we graag doen, omdat de nieuwe plaat van ons zo goed verkoopt. We gaan dus met andere woorden een live feestje meemaken. Je hoort net nog de uittonen van de nieuwe single van de groep, Freaks. Hier is live op het Zuidpodium.
How you feeling now?
I like the way my hand looked on your hair, and the presence of my knuckles, with the beauty of this vision alone, just like yesterday's sunset, has been perverted by the sentimental and mistaken for love. Of your truth will always break it, and the iris of you will always shape it, and the armies I've created will always hate it, always make you want. I like the way my hand looked on your hair, in the presence of my struggle now, baby. But the beauty of this vision alone, I can't shake from my dreams, yeah. I can't get ready on my private moments. Listen to me. Of your truth will always break it, and the iris of your eye will always shake it, and the armies I've created will always hate it, always make you want, burn it. Till I take their flight, till I take their flight, they're deep inside my head. Till I take flight, yeah, the phoenix of your truth will always break it,
This next song, I'm not sure what it's about, but I think it's about how everything a really true beauty scares the living shit out of me. Here it is.
Was an evening I shared with the song to find out where we belong. From the earliest days now, we were dancing in the shadows. All wine was about to have it. Yeah.
crashes on the ground. Listen to the force to flow. The angel opens her eyes. Confusion sets in before the doctor can even close the door. Lightning crashes and old mother guys. Intentions fall to the floor. The angel closes her eyes. Confusion is hers, belongs now to the baby down. Oh, now I feel it coming back again like a rolling thunder chasing the wind, forces pulling from the center of the earth. I can feel it. Lightning crashing on the ground. This moment she's been waiting for. The angel opens her eyes. Pale blue-colored eyes presents the circle and puts the glory up too high. Oh, now I feel it coming back again like a rolling thunder chasing the wind, forces pulling from the center of the earth again. I can feel it. I can feel it. I can feel it coming back again like a ruler. Thunder chasing the wind, forces pulling from center of the earth again. I can feel it. I can feel it coming back again like a ruler. Thunder chasing the wind, forces pulling from the center of the earth again. I can feel it. Oh no, I can feel it coming back again like a rolling thank you for having us tonight. And we're gonna leave you with this little number here about the end of the world and the apocalypse and all that. Don't get too depressed on me or nothing. It's a good thing, I think. Peace.
Talk of the flag. I talk of revolution. You'd much rather brag. There's a decibels of this disenchanting discourse continue to dampen my day. The carpets again and again and again and again as our sanity walks away. All this discussion, Lord, the politically correct is death beyond destruction, though it leaves me quite erect. The final sunset road behind this earth and the clock is finally dead. All look at you look at me, we'll cry aloud. This'll be what we said. This'll be what we said. I prepared you. I told you what to expect. Brother! Look where all this talking got us, baby. This'll be what we share. Look where all this talking
Live was dat Chad Taylor, Chad Gracie, Patrick Dahlheimer en Ed Kowalczyk. En wederom een overtuigend optreden hier op Pinkpop. Het is ondertussen de hoogste tijd geworden om weer eens te gaan kijken onder het publiek. En we hebben het maar genoemd de Uncut Card in videovorm. Hier is de 4e publieksbijdrage op video.